I'm here with Paul Boag of Boag World and Headscape at Future Web Design. So how are you?
I'm very well. Very conscious I've got an audience behind me.
Okay. Cool. So I just had a couple quick questions for you. The first one was, what are you sort of excited about right now in web design?
Do you know, the thing that I'm most excited about is the demise of the website, which is a web design.
That's scary.
Yeah, it's a kind of a weird thing to say. It's not a demise of the website at all, but that I find myself increasingly encouraging our clients to think beyond their website and actually start thinking about other things that are out there. And I'm in the middle of writing an article on this at the moment. So it's the idea that your website should be integrated with Facebook and Twitter and all these other different tools that's available. Because I think what a lot of people get hung up on is we need to drive traffic to our website. So it's all about they're checking Google Analytics every 5 minutes. But actually that's not what's important. What's important is that people see your content or buy your product.
Right.
So people like, for example, Amazon and Twitter have got this right. In Amazon's case, they've grasped that actually they can reach a much bigger audience if they push their products out there.
Right.
So, for example, on Twitter, Amazon MP3 has got 300,000 people on it, while also they offer their API and their affiliate scheme all to push content out.
Right.
Equally, Twitter realised, when was the last time you actually tweeted on the Twitter site? It's very rare.
A long time ago, yeah.
So they realised that actually what's important there is, to make it as many people see their content as easily as possible.
So is it sort of the long tail of design in a sense?
Yeah, I guess it is really. And it's into the realms of APIs and widgets and all of that kind of good stuff.
So maybe you'll get a couple thousand visitors to your Facebook page, a couple hundred Twitter followers, maybe this and that, instead of 10,000 visitors to your web page.
Yeah, and Boag World is a classic example of that, where actually the number of people that are subscribed to my website RSS feed, even though actually I give a full RSS feed, which is another point of not driving traffic to your site, give people a full RSS feed. The number of people that are coming to my site is minuscule when compared to the number of people that listen to the podcast, the number of people that follow me on Twitter, etc., or even Audio Boom is the new one that I'm playing with. Anything to get your content out there.
Got it. Cool. So, if you could give any tips or ideas to web designers, whether they're freelance or a small studio, what might that be?
I think the big thing that I think is most underrepresented,
Represent something?
Yeah, something like that. Is everybody's great. They know their development stuff. They know their CSS. They know their HTML. They're good designers, but they're crap at selling themselves.
Right.
And everybody has to do that, whether you're, or selling your work as well, whether you're, an in-house designer having to sell your work to your boss and convince your boss that actually you're an expert and you know what you're talking about, or whether you're a freelancer, obviously have to sell your services, or if you're just talking about your career and where your career's going, it's about being able to sell yourself.
Right.
And, to be entirely blunt, I'm by far, I'm certainly not the best web designer in the world by any stretch of the imagination, or even the most talented, in my field. But what I'm able to do is sell myself, and that ability to be able to promote yourself and to put yourself forward is really important.
So how do you do that without people sort of saying you're selling out, you're sort of becoming the suit? And that's a big pushback, is and that's something at Carsonified we're always sort of battling, going, it's okay to market, it's okay to promote, that you need to.
I think to some degree it's about disarming honesty. That I've just stood here and I've said, look, I'm not great at what I do, but I can sell, and I can sell myself as an individual. I'm a good designer. Headscape has got some great designers in it, but I think being honest about what you're doing. On the podcast, I'm very honest about the fact, look, we do this because it generates 90% of our new business.
Yeah. Which is smart.
Yeah.
Instead of dirty.
Yeah, because you're not tricking people, you're not deceiving people. I was ranting about this recently on the podcast in a completely unrelated way with this IE6 update. Have you seen this?
No.
So IE6 update is this is a complete tangent.
That's right.
IE6 update is basically an add-on to, or a notification that pops up, in your browser at the top that says, if you're running IE6, and says you need to upgrade your browser, and it's a Windows notification bar, right? Except it's not from from Windows. It's a mock-up, it's a fake. It's
Really?
designed to trick people.
Who's doing that?
Some company, and they're offering it as a JavaScript.
Are you serious?
100% serious.
Oh my gosh.
And although the idea behind it's great to encourage people to get a more modern browser, the implementation, the way it's done, is devious.
Yeah. Well, and maybe there's reasons they have to be an IE6 because they're behind a firewall.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
You know, they've got some sort of intranet.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unfair to trick people.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
So, and that applies, I think, to sales and marketing too. That if you're tricking people, if you're deceiving people, if you're not being completely transparently honest, these days I think people can sense it.
Yeah.
Because I think people are very switched on and very kind of, aware of being marketed at. And B, I just think ultimately they're going to find you out.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be good.
No.
So it has to be sales and marketing which is playing on your real strengths rather than being deceptive in any kind of way.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
No problem.
See you later.
All right.